Afternoon, MCM Comicon Manchester, and welcome to the Buzz stage. With me now is Robert Llewellyn. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. You're doing very well.
Very well, yeah. Very busy day today so far.
It's been very busy. Yeah, some people have come into this big hall. I don't know why.
Oh,
quite a few of them.
Can anyone tell me why you've come into this big hall? So, have you seen any Red Dwarf cosplayers about?
Oh yeah, I've met a couple of Rimmers. A Demi-Lister, no Krytens.
No.
No.
Guys, come on, up the Krytens.
It's quite hard work doing a Kryten.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful guy from the Czech Republic who's got an amazing Kryten costume. It's annoying because he's very slim, so he doesn't really look like the new Kryten.
Oh, right.
Who's, as one cruel fan pointed out, looks like Kryten's downloaded one too many apps.
Oh.
Wasn't happy about that.
So we're on to the 11th season now.
We will be as of September this year. That's season 11, yeah.
And been commissioned for a 12th, I hear?
We've made the 12th.
We've made
the
12th.
Series 12 goes out next year, early next year.
Wow.
So we were recording Red Dwarf from November last year till March this year. So a long time. We did a lot.
So, yeah.
So there's 12 new episodes we've made. I can remember 2 of them as I sit here now. The rest of them are going, oh yeah. I know that we've seen some. I've seen a few clips of them when we did some dubbing, so sometimes we have to redub bits of dialogue that haven't been recorded well, and so I did actually see some bits.
Happy with what you saw?
I was very happy with what I saw. There was one rather embarrassing bit where Kryten runs down a corridor. I won't explain why. And I went, oh God, that's so tragic.
Oh,
you
no.
know, I don't want to see that. Kryten running now. Although whenever we get chased now by genetically engineered life forms, we have to ask if it can chase us a little bit slower.
Oh, okay.
It used to. Otherwise, it'll catch up.
So, back in 1988, when Red Dwarf first started, did you ever think to yourself, well, when you started filming and the guys started, did you ever think it would be this big?
No, not for a moment. We had our 27th birthday on the set in February, so it was 27 years ago this year that the first one was ever broadcast, and I just couldn't get it right, and none of us could. We could, and so the crew that we were working with, who mostly were about 27, were all like really happy, and they had a cake with candles on, and then the 4 of us were in the corner just going, oh, God. Craig was great.
27 years, man. That's like half my life, you know. In deep space with you smeggers.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was
So, what made you go for the part of Kryten? Back for the audition, did you have to audition for Kryten?
No, not at all. I mean, it was so close to me not doing it. So the producer of Red Dwarf at that time, Paul Jackson, who's an amazing guy, who produced The Young Ones, and I mean, I can't remember. Oh. Is that me doing that? I don't know, man. Is that me, man? I'm getting a bit of feedback.
Is it?
Yeah. And he talked me into doing it. So he saw a play that I wrote and was in at the Edinburgh Festival. Yeah. Which was about a robot, and then so he said, "Come and meet these guys." And I went, "Oh, I don't want to get like typecast as a robot." What a tosser! Can you imagine? But then I met Rob and Doug, and I just got on with them really well straight away. The writers, Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, and it just kind of went from there, really. And I really thought I'd do this one series. I had a lot of other things to do. I'll do this little BBC thing, and then I'll do my big projects. Yeah. And that was in 1989.
And it grew and grew.
I haven't quite done my big projects yet. But,
no?
You know, well, a few of them have worked.
Yeah. So how much fun have you had filming this current season and obviously the rest of the season?
I mean, I think this, because I was dreading it, because I just thought we're too old, we shouldn't be doing it, I shouldn't be allowed out, you know. And then we actually had the most fun. Yeah. And I think the clue was a few months after we finished, there's a wonderful cameraman, the head of the camera department called Ed Moore, who's a real nerdy tech genius. Yeah. And he always has the best little new gadgets. He had the iPad Pro before it even came out. I mean, I don't know. But he had an amazing, beautiful little camera. And we didn't even know he was doing it. He was taking pictures of us all the way through the rehearsals and when we were blocking scenes out in costume. Yeah. And all you see is 4 blokes laughing until they can't stand up. So that's a clue that we have quite a good time.
How much fun you've had.
Yeah, there's some wonderful snaps of us just... And this is not in the show. This is us working out how to do a sequence or something.
Okay. So rehearsals kind of.
Yeah, sort of rehearsals,
yeah. So do you get into? Do you do anything? Should I say anything particular to get into the role of Kryten before you get into the role, or is it just it just comes so natural?
Yeah,
now?
it's absolutely. It's like learning to ride a bike. So it's basically sit in a makeup chair for 2 hours, having a load of rubber stuck on you, and by the time they finish that, I am Kryten for the rest of the day. And Craig begs me,
Bobby, you're still being Kryten, man. You don't have to do it without the back having a cigarette. You don't have to do it.
Sir, please put that thing out. It's dangerous. Just can't help it. It's just,
Absolutely
it's just
brilliant.
There.
So it's just embedded.
That was a thing that happened, which my wife found very depressing. We were having a meal out, and the man who was serving us in the restaurant didn't say anything. But then he came over and said, "My mate wants your autograph. Do you mind?" And I went, "No, it's all right." And the guy came over. He wasn't serving us, but he recognised me from the way I was eating, which I always found quite disturbing. He hadn't seen my face, but it's Kryten, because I must be eating like I am eating, because Kryten doesn't eat. I think it's kind of weird.
So onto the atmosphere on set. How was that? Like, obviously being
it was really good. So this series was the production company behind it was Baby Cow, which is Steve Coogan's company that does all that stuff. And that was very sweet. One day Steve Coogan came on the set and we were all going, "Oh my God, Steve Coogan's on set, oh my God." And he came up to us like the most nervous fan who's never met the Red Dwarf. And he went, "Oh, how you doing, lads? Great." Oh, he was all shy. Really? Yeah, he was so cute. He was so excited to see. He sat in Starbug. He went, "Oh, I'm in Starbug, wow."
Wow.
But it was really good working with them. It was a beautifully run production. And that really makes a difference. So we got everything. We had a few technical hiccups you always do, and things fall over, and sliding doors. If you've got sliding doors,
hopefully no broken ankles like Harrison Ford.
No, we didn't get any severe injuries. I had a couple of bashes, and we ran into things, and because I can't really see much when I got the mask on. Your peripheral vision is a little bit off, so I did run into a big post. Yeah, not like directly there, but like there.
Was it a turn and bash, or
it was a bit of a turn and bash? Yeah.
So. We know Craig likes his funk and soul music.
Yeah.
What kind of music's played on set?
Oh, actually not
if
a lot.
There is any,
not really. I mean, because
none
we're
in the trailers.
Oh, Craig will. I mean, there's usually Craig's got, and then Danny will sometimes just put headphones on me.
Okay.
And then I go, and then that's sort of quite classic, sort of 70s gritty reggae.
Yeah.
And he'll say, "You'll like this. It'll take you back to being a hippie." And then the trouble is, he's right. It does. And I go, "Oh yeah, I love this. Notting Hill Carnival, 1973.
So, what kind of music do you like then? What do you listen to on set to kind of?
I don't think. I mean, we genuinely don't. There's no music on the set. Really, it would be too much. I think it would be just too confusing. Wow, man! But I love a bit of feedback.
So
it reminds me of when I was in a support band for the Zeppelin back in.
I'm glad that was good for you, because it was.
That's actually. I think this ear has actually fallen off.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not very good at telling you about music. I'll tell you what. I'll be really embarrassing. I actually like Taylor Swift.
That's not such a bad thing.
I like Taylor Swift.
Any Taylor Swift fans out there?
Yeah, come on, Tay-Tay. You can't
Tay-Tay.
diss the Tay-Tay. She writes her own music. She's not a karaoke singer.
No, that's it.
I can't stand that nonsense with the man who sprayed orange like Trump. He's such a twat. Sorry, I just had to get that out. I've always hated him.
So you're not a Trump man then, no?
No, I don't think. I think it would be fair to say. It's pretty obvious. I'm not a Trump man.
Obvious for everyone, I think. Basically, there's a GIF that I see that was put up on the Red Dwarf Twitter page where it was a VR headset. The guys that I think it was Rimmer, Danny, and someone else. But they were all wearing a VR headset, and it was back. Obviously in the days where they were filming and they were doing imaginary horse racing.
Yes.
So have you tried VR or?
Yes, I have now, because I hadn't until recently, but earlier this year on an amazing rig in a sort of science research place. So it's quite an advanced one. So you can walk like that and you're not moving. So you're actually strapped. Crazy. So there's the floor is rollers. I can't even begin to describe it, but it's a completely 360-degree virtual. So you've got one of those things that you'll know about.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I've tried it. Very spooky. I think I tried something to do with a horror film, and it absolutely scared me.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying. And this one had tiny glitches in the timing, which they did warn me every now and then. So you're walking along, it's all smooth, and your body is moving, so your head isn't going, "This is weird." It's going, "Wow, I'm walking through this really weird." And you had gloves on that you could hold things and pick them up. You could feel them on your fingers, and you'd pick up blocks and you could throw them. And I do that, and the thing would go 700 miles. I was going, "Wow!" But then if it did glitch, pitch, if it stalled for a minute, you'd immediately feel like you're falling over. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, wow.
But it was pretty impressive.
What's been, say, like the high point of your Red Dwarf career so far, would you say?
Well, there is a scene in it's in season 11. Yeah. Which was a sort of, some of you will remember the scene in Polymorph where Kryten has to remove Lister's shrinking boxer shorts, and it was a very difficult scene to shoot because the audience were making so much noise, we couldn't hear each other. You know, even though we were right next, basically I'd mounted Craig Charles. There's no other way of saying it.
Full-on mounting.
It was a full-on mounting, and even though his face was about there, I couldn't hear a word he was saying because the audience went mad. That kind of happened again in season 11, and that was a kind of, I did go, wow, that is, because we had to just wait until we could hear each other to do the next line, because the Kryten makes a bit of an entrance in one episode, and it gets a bit of a reaction.
Nice. So one last question for you before you go. Sum up for me in 2 words the next season of Red Dwarf.
Smegtastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Llewellyn.
Thank you.
Thank you.